Good morning. Welcome to The Scoop. I'm your host, Giovanni, and today we'll be talking with two aspiring entertainers. Aaron Spurlock, who is a video editor slash actor with many talents on and off screen. Also, we have Fredo, who is a radio personnel slash podcaster. I myself also an aspiring cameraman slash video editor. I've been currently working with an artist named Hazarelli on his music video entitled Justice. Here is a preview of what we've been working on.
You even hate the babies, the beautiful ladies, they working with Hades. We blinded cause half these niggas coked up like the 80s. Mind on Mercedes, never let them take me. They been killing niggas lately. Tell me why you hate me. God who made me, it's jealousy. Where's the peace? They tryna make a nigga deceased in the penitentiary for centuries. My nigga, can't you see? Be what you wanna be. Never let them control me. God's coming. That's a message to the police. What's the police? We ain't safe in these streets. Where's the positive energy? What makes you better than me? Better than me. Sick of that hate.
A bad snack emergency can strike at any moment. Lucky enough for this young man, Dr. Redvine was on the scene to lend a hand, with the only snack twisted enough to pull off the impossible. Redvine's a lifesaver. Cause let's be honest, Redvines, what the hell can't they do?
Dick's Sporting Goods has everything you need to elevate your yoga experience. We've got all types of quality gear, yoga clothes, mats, accessories, bags, shoes, Pilates equipment, kids gear, and so much more. Maximize on comfort and affordability for the entire family. Call 1-800-555-5555. Use coupon code YOGA. That's 1-800-555-5555. Offer ending soon.
Thanks for joining us here with me as our first guest, Aaron Spurlock. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Everything's okay. I'm hanging in there today.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I
No
appreciate
problem, no problem. So first and foremost, why don't you tell the fans and people out there where you're from?
Well, of course, for those who don't know me, I am Aaron Spurlock. I am originally from the Northern California, which is like towards the Redding Basin area, Shasta, Trinity counties and stuff like that. Near the Emerald Triangle.
Okay. So how was it there growing up?
It was pretty good. It was set back, mellow, very country, that's for sure. Very, it's a mountainous terrain. I grew up, riding dirt bikes and doing my own thing up there. And after I graduated high school, I joined the military and I got out of there and got a chance to explore the world and see things from my own eyes.
Oh man, you say you were in the military, huh? How was that experience for you?
It was good, just like anybody's experience, it would probably be, it had its ups and downs, but the good always outweighed the bad, and I'd never change a single thing about it.
Okay. Well, as long as the good's outweighing the bad, I guess things will work out for the best, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So are you currently in school right now, or are you working? What are you planned right now?
Well, right now I'm currently a student at the Academy of Radio and Television Broadcasting. I'm going through the radio program, and working in that aspect as well, and seeing how things go with that.
Okay. So what made you choose the Academy?
The Academy gave me the opportunity to go through and find what it was that I was wanting to do. I've always been stuck in these jobs where I was unhappy, and when I finally got an opportunity to where I can say I can choose what it is I've been wanting to do, and that was why I chose the Academy, because it fell in the lines of what it is I was wanting to do.
Okay. So far, do you feel it's been a good choice for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it's been a great output. It's been it's probably one of the best decisions I've made when it comes to education and stuff like that. So.
Okay, well that's pretty good. This is pretty good. So how do you like it so far?
I like it a lot. I graduated actually on the television side. and I moved over to the radio, and I'm getting a feel for things over there. But I'm enjoying myself, seeing all these different personalities and how they come together and collaborate on different projects. It's really cool.
Okay, so you said you've already done the television side and now you're on the radio side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's pretty cool, man. It sounds like you're really the jack of all trades, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I shouldn't say I'm the jack of all trades, but I'm trying to be.
Okay.
That's just the way I see it. Is I want to be that way. I can be there for anybody who needs something done.
Okay.
And not just be stuck to one sort of position.
Okay, so you want to be all over the place, just
Yeah.
dabbing in this, and that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so what are some things you've accomplished so far at the Academy?
Well, when I was on the television side, I had the opportunity to do some interviews of my own.
Okay.
And one of the interviews that I did was with Sean Piccinino. He is out of Huntington Beach. He has his own studio production company called Truly Indie Studios.
Okay.
But what really drew me in is the fact that he's also from Northern California. He's from Chico.
Okay.
And so we had the sit-down interview. It was almost an hour long. And I
Okay.
actually brought in a clip of part of our interview that we did. We can go ahead and play that.
We'd love to see it. I'm sure the audience would love to see the clip. You mind showing us?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
What was one of the first positions or roles that you took on when you first moved down here to Southern California?
Well, the first, in the industry job I took, I think I was a PA. So I was running, and I had done my own things. So I had been doing my own short films and commercials and that kind of stuff. I actually started doing commercials up in Chico. I was directing, acting, editing, all of that stuff actually in Chico. So I had some of those skills already under my belt. I kept working on those on my own, just doing my own little projects. And then when I moved to LA, I got a job with an animation company that ended up doing and developing a show with Drew Carey. They called it the Green Screen Show. And it was basically Whose Line Is It Anyways? But they had a whole green screen behind them, huge, massive green screen stage. And all the performers from Whose Line It Is Anyways, they'd all act out these different scenarios that were given by the studio audience. And then later in post-production, we had the best animators in the world animating what would happen with these actors on the scene. It was amazing. We're putting hats on and doing all that stuff. So that was a show. I was a PA for about a week and a half. Because I had After Effects and Final Cut editing, background. And of course that was on my resume when I applied for the job, and they took note. A week and a half in, they said, "Hey, we might need you to help us out with some After Effects shots. Do you think you could do this?" "Oh, no problem, no problem." And of course, the first shot I turned in, they went, "Okay, you're hired as one of our effects artists." And then I ended up becoming one of the lead effects artists on it. So I was never afraid of taking the small jobs, because I know I'm always going to be there when somebody needs my help. I'm going to be there. That's my attitude. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be ready to go when they need me. And guess what? In this business, whether it's film or television, there's always going to be somebody who's going to need help somewhere. Because deadlines are so insane in this business, it's so hard to make them that they're always running behind. And that was a tip given to me by a producer before I kind of got my first job in the industry. He was a big-time producer in the business, and that was one of the things he told me. He also told me to diversify or die, and that's a motto that goes with me everywhere. I always say it. I say it on interviews all the time. That's been my motto throughout the years. Is I just will do whatever job I can that will, advance my understanding and knowledge of this business, and I really feel like I'm still a student of entertainment. Like, I love creating content, whether it's film, television, web series, commercials. I just get a kick out of it, and it makes me happy.
Now, because of your background in all these different positions, from editing, even like the shows like Moral Oral and Robot Chicken, and doing stunts for Deadliest Warrior, and the upcoming Matt Steel, which you're going to be in as well. you know, and of course, in 6 Feet Down Under and Superpower Beatdown. Do you feel that more actors should diversify themselves when it comes to things behind the scenes, that they have a better understanding of how the process goes?
Well, in my opinion, that can only help you. If you understand what this crew member has to go through and what they're trying to accomplish, it just makes for you, makes the workflow a lot easier. And I think that's true for all sides of the coin. I think as a director, you should understand acting. I mean, there is a lot of directors who don't understand that side of things, and I think that creates a divide there, and it can cause a lot of trouble on set. I've always believed as a director, you should understand two major things. You should understand acting and editing. So for aspiring directors out there, that would be my number one advice. Go take an acting class and take an editing class. You need to understand both those because they will only make you a better director on set. From the editing perspective, you will know what you're shooting, like how it's going to go. You don't need to shoot the same scene from 10 different angles because guess what? You're not going to use all of those in the editing room, right? And you also understand when you have the scene. I have the scene. Let's move on. Because you're editing it in your head and you understand. You still get yourself some extra coverage. You got to be safe and make sure, but you don't overdo it. So it helps you with time management. I shoot very fast because I know what I need and what I got.
Boy, that was a abrupt ending.
Okay,
But yeah, like he said in that the diversify or die. That's something that he said to me, and I've kind of taken it to heart myself, and so that's kind of become my mantra now as well when it comes to doing stuff in television and radio.
Okay, that was a very inspiring clip that we saw. For those out there that are watching, you should be much so diversified, and whatever it is that you're doing, whether that be on doing radio or whether that should be doing television, just try to diversify yourself. I can relate to that quite a bit, so I can definitely understand that. So how long have you been with the Academy?
Well, see, I moved down here and attended the television side back in January of this year, and I started like in the middle of January, I think it was. The middle of January 2016, and I graduated in August. So that was, a good 6, 7, with January, February, March, all the way to August. So, and then I had maybe 4 or 5 days break before I started on the radio side. So I've been at it now for 10, almost 11 months.
Oh, man, that's a long time.
It's worth it.
Okay, so how's that transition been? I mean, jumping from television to radio, like how's that been for you? Is it a big difference? Is it sort of similar? I mean, how's that been for you?
There are some similarities, but I found the challenge for me when I first got there was having to work the board and having to do the playback with the program Simeon, and having to do these air checks where you're having to cut from one program onto the next, playing and pausing one program to go to the other program, and then having to work the board. It's like a muscle memory, and it's something that that you kind of learn over on the television side too, when you're doing the board operations where you're having to switch from camera to camera, pressing for camera 1 and camera 2, and then switching and continuing with that, and so and also working like the playback station as well, where you're having to go through and bring you got to ride the gains and so yeah, I found a lot of similarities, but there's just some challenges when it comes to that. But I'm adapting and overcoming.
Okay, that's pretty good. Well, have you met any exciting or interesting people?
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, there's been there's all sorts of interesting people on the school on both television and the radio side. Of course, one of the people from the television side I know that just recently graduated was a good friend of mine, is Sean Bobo. he came in a couple months after I did, and I think from the people who were there at the time when he joined, I think me and him were the only two to actually receive a final grade that was outstanding and actually and complete the entire program. On the radio side, there's a lot of different personalities. None of them clash. We all get along over there rather well. And that's something that you need to find. You need to find a happy medium. Even if there's things you don't agree with people over there, you find this happy medium. You find a way to collaborate, just make things work.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm glad to see that everybody is, regardless of the different views or backgrounds, everybody can come together collectively and get the job done.
Exactly.
So, that's a good thing. Okay, so tell us about some of your best work at ARTB.
Oh man, my best work, I think it had to be one of my final projects, where I put together this commercial, and the commercial was for energy drinks, and you've got two lines of the spectrum. You've got the 5-hour energy, which is supposed to make you mellow throughout the entire day. It's like the anti-sleep aid. Where you're mellow, you're cool, you're awake. It's like having a cup of coffee and just going throughout the day. And on the other spectrum of it, you've got your Monsters and your Red Bulls, and that's what I did with this commercial. Is I ended up mixing the two, and we'll just play the clip. We've actually got the commercial here in the studio, and you'll be able to see what it is that I did. So if you want, we can go and play that clip.
Sure. I'm sure the audience will love to see it.
Are you the type of person who doesn't like to get up in the morning, constantly dragging your feet when you're at school or work? Then try great tasting 5-hour energy. With all their flavors and as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, you'll be on your feet doing what you need to without the hard crash of most other drinks. But if you really want to mix things up, then try mixing your 5-hour with Red Bull. You'll have more energy than a 4-year-old with attention deficit disorder, so you can do your work 4 times as fast.
I can smell sounds.
What are your ultimate life goals?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
so before we go on, that disclaimer I had on there where it says warning, do not actually attempt, I put that on there because I actually attempted.
Okay.
Yeah, so anybody who's watching this, do not mix Red Bull with 5-hour energy because you definitely will see sounds.
Oh, you hear that? Please do not mix it. Please do not mix it. Okay, so how do you feel the program has been helpful?
Oh, the program has allowed me to go through and find what aspect of the entertainment industry that I want to do. Okay. Because you go through on both the television and radio sides, you do different things. With the television side, you're going through and you're doing camera operation, lighting. You're doing work in post production. You're doing anchoring and field reports. And with the radio, you're going through and you're doing voicing, you're doing things in post-production where you're putting together commercials and sweepers, and you're doing news and air. And so it allows you to find what you're most comfortable with and what you enjoy doing. And for me personally, I found my line of work wanting to be more in the production side, whether it be working during the production of a project or in post-production, just because I enjoy the tediousness of work. That's just how I am.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So where do you see yourself after you're done with the program, and what are some of your ultimate life goals?
After the program, I would like to find myself, at at a larger company, whether it be like DreamWorks Animation, doing editing for them, or some of the larger movie studios as well, like Marvel Studios or Fox, doing stuff for them as well. So just somewhere where I'd feel comfortable in doing what it is that I like to do, but just at a larger scale.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty good. Okay, well, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And for those that are looking to try and find me, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Aaron Spurlock, and just type in on YouTube, just type in Aaron Spurlock, and you'll find My Ugly Mug as one of the pictures on there. And you can find more of those interviews I have with Sean Piccinino and some other work I've done as well.
Okay. Stay tuned after these messages. We'll be back in a bit with our second guest, Fredo, who's become big in the podcasting world. Okay.
Unexpected situations happen often. Houses collapsing, cars crushed, someone dying, earthquake disasters do happen. Are you ready for the big one? Start stacking up on items you will need to survive. 3 days of food, 2 gallons of water a day, first aid kit, cash, and blankets.
Are you the type of person who doesn't like to get up in the morning, constantly dragging your feet when you're at school or work? Then try great tasting 5-Hour Energy. With all their flavors and as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, you'll be on your feet doing what you need to without the hard crash of most other drinks. But if you really want to mix things up, then try mixing your 5-Hour with Red Bull. You'll have more energy than a 4-year-old with attention deficit disorder, so you can do your work 4 times as fast.
I can smell sounds.
Back with our second guest, Fredo. How's it going?
How's it going, man? I'm doing good. How about you?
All right, everything's good. Can't complain.
That's good.
Okay, so first and foremost, tell the people where you're from.
All right, well, my name is Fredo Cervantes. I'm from Pico Rivera. That is my hometown. That is my city, my love. And normally, I grew up all over LA, but like I said, hometown, Pico Rivera, I've been living there since I was like 10 years old.
Okay,
so it's been pretty lot of years.
Okay, so you're pretty familiar with the area.
Yeah, man. So whatever you want to eat, you let me know. I'll send you to the right spot.
All right, you hear that, guys? He knows.
I'll make sure I won't get you shot, though.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not, because the streets are dangerous, man.
Okay,
They're dangerous.
All right. Are you currently in school or are you currently working?
I'm working. So yeah, I'm working here at the Academy of Radio and TV Broadcasting right now. I've been working here for about almost 2 years now.
Oh, okay.
And before I started working here, I was actually a student. So I went over to the radio side, to the radio department, did the full course, graduated, did the whole 7-month course. And right as soon as I graduated, I got a call from one of the managements here, and I was offered the job to be a counselor here to, help out the students daily, to, the same things that I did as a student, go ahead and walk them through stuff and just help them out with any assistance that they need.
Okay. So what made you choose the Academy?
Oh, man. Before I got into radio, which was almost a little over 2 years ago, I was doing acting. So I went to school. I got my associate in theater acting and playwriting. I always kind of wanted to do something in entertainment. I just kind of, something about me. I just want to be in front of the camera, behind the mic, whatever it is. And I ended up choosing the mic now. So that's something I'm kind of chasing more now than being in front of the camera.
Oh, okay. So, how's that been for you? Like, how do you like that so far?
Man, the radio side, the radio part.
Well, you said you started out originally as acting.
Yeah, so the acting part, it's really interesting. Have you given that a chance? Have you tried that?
No, but I always thought about it.
It's something really interesting, It's something that you as a kid, you've seen movies. You go to the movie theater and you see these people do these amazing productions, and it's just kind of like, wow, like
I could do that.
I want to do that. Like, man, these guys are getting paid thousands of dollars, like, to go out and have fun.
To have fun. Big money to have fun.
Big money. And the best part about it is you work for 3-4 months, then you have 3, 4, 5 months off. Mm-hmm. And you just get to enjoy your time. But the best part about it is just, being creative and, doing something that you love to do.
Okay. But also with a lot of fun, I'm sure that it's hard work.
Yes, that's another thing that people don't understand. Like, people that have not tried the acting part of the whole thing, like, they always look at it and they're like, well, that's easy. You're just reading a couple lines. Like, it's not just about reading the lines. It's about studying behind the lines. Like, what if one of the lines says, like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, why is that guy even asking you? Why is that reason? What's your reason for asking that question? So it's all about studying behind the lines and what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to accomplish throughout the full script, because you're telling the story at the end of the day.
Okay.
So it's just, it's pretty hard work. So, studying, memorizing thousands of lines, doing live performances. You know, because the difference about theater is you have to memorize, you have to perform it in front of people. When you do a movie or a TV show, you know, you just record it, rehearsals, stuff like that. So it's two different little things there.
Okay. So how's the radio side been for you?
Oh man, the radio side has been more of a blessing for me because I always, before I started doing anything about this, I was always shy. I mean, you probably see me now and know me, you're like, you're not shy, it's nothing. But, you know, I was always shy. I was one of the shyest persons in all of the schools. I was quiet, never wanted to stand up in front of class, never wanted to raise my hand and ask a question. But then, you know, the thing about radio is there's no camera in front of you unless you want it. But, you know, you're behind a mic and nobody can see you, so you can be who you want to be. You can do what you want. You can say what you want. It's just something about having the pressure, having people surrounding you and watching you do something than when you don't have that pressure around you. So I think I just flow more with that, just not having the other stuff and being able to focus on what you're trying to do.
Okay. So what are some things you've accomplished so far at the Academy?
Oh, at the Academy, man, I mean, like I said, I've been here for quite a few times, and I've seen students come and go. And, you know, when I get to help out one certain student to accomplish a certain assignment or a final project or anything, and me, myself as well, you know, doing the podcast and doing my show, The Fredo Show, you know, I do it live on the air Monday through Thursday, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So it's just being able to accomplish something that I created and trying to continue to pursue. That's probably been one of the best things for me.
Okay. So is there anything that you take pride on? Is there anything that you feel like, hey, this has been kind of like some of my best work, or is there anything that you...
Yeah, I mean, when I get the chance to be on the air and actually do live radio, wherever it's at, but being able to know that, you know, you're live, you're doing something, you're accomplishing something, you're doing something on a daily basis of doing the job that I want, because at the end of the day, I want to be a radio host. I want to be, you know, doing this daily every single day for the rest of my life until I die. I don't know when that's going to be, but that's something that I just want to continue to push forward and do every single day.
Okay, so it really drives you then.
Yeah, it drives me every day. You know, after I finish one show, I'm just looking forward with what am I going to do for the next show? How am I going to get better for the next show? You know, you just watching your work, you're your own worst critique. So you can always just look at stuff and see how you can improve every single day.
Okay. So what are some of your ultimate life goals?
Well, ultimately, be rich.
I mean, everyone,
be rich. Right? But, you know, just being successful. That's all. That's about it. Just say, continue to work hard, do the things that you love to do, because you only live once. So you know, if you don't do what you wanted, I don't want to be 10 years down the road and regret something and be like, man, I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have gone out to do that. But I guess it didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that just goes on. Okay.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming on the show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Introducing Limo Studios LE500A. It is an LED light panel with multiple setups and features for photography and video. It has adjustable flags, variable LED switches, and a dimmer switch. Limo Studios.
Feeling a little bit pregnant? Need to buy a test, but low on funds? Relax. Your local 99-cent only store has a test that you can afford. Come in today. Your secret's safe with us. Save your money. Our tests are guaranteed. So no matter how you score, you can trust it's the truth. 99-cent only stores have supplied local clinics with their tests for years. It's true. And if you're not satisfied, your next test, it's on us. 99 cents only. We've got everything.
Thank you for joining us here at The Scoop. I'd like to thank both of my guests for stopping by, and we wish you guys nothing but success. Join us in 2 weeks for some more news. I'm Giovanni Hope, and I'm out.